Warning: the following video contains spoilers from AMC's The Walking Dead.
Hi, they call me the governor. Last week we saw King Ezekiel turn down Rick's offer of alliance. He may have some cause to regret that decision. During the drop-off this week, one of Negan's men ended up getting into Richard's face, and Ezekiel, he backed down. There's gonna come a time when backing down is not an option. Apparently we've discovered that Richard is the one they intend to kill if the relationship the Saviors have with the kingdom enters a more standard configuration. And of course, during that confrontation, Morgan, he lost his stick. Apparently, this was not enough to push Morgan to convincing King Ezekiel to fight the Saviors. But Ezekiel is going to realize that war, it's coming. And hopefully he'll stop listening to Morgan. I want to discuss the Saviors for a moment. Are these guys that fucking stupid? They have a sweet deal with Ezekiel. But pushing around Ezekiel's men is only going to build resentment, and it might end up making Ezekiel less cooperative. They don't seem to realize they are playing with fire. Hell, they seem to get off on pushing someone around, getting them all mad, and having that person not be able to do anything about it. It's a stupid game, because eventually someone will do something about it. So this Richard fella, he is one cold son of a bitch. Sure, Daryl would be up for some mayhem against the Saviors, but pinning it on an innocent woman, that's not Daryl's style. Then, of course, finding out that it's Carol, it was not going to happen. Richard's plan, it was pretty smart. If the Saviors killed Carol, Ezekiel was sure to seek vengeance. But Richard misjudged Daryl a whole lot. Still, it makes me wonder what Richard's going to do for Plan B. I kind of like this guy. Anyway, we get back to Rick and the Rickettes. Or is it Ricketts? They've been captured by a whole bunch of people who act more like the biters than the biters do. They're just like a bunch of bugs, and they talk funny. If the kingdom was a group of Ren-Fair rejects, then these guys are those really weird gamers who got forced out of their parents' basement because of the zombie apocalypse. Either that, or a Broadway show troupe. Hell, look at their maneuvers, with some different music. Rick and his people are lucky. Normally it costs about $150 to get tickets to this kind of show. So they act like insects, and they don't work for the supplies. They just let other people do all the hard work and just take. You know, I hear tell they're called the scavengers, but I'm thinking maybe they should be called the politicians. In order to work a deal, they needed to know that Rick was committed. So they took him to the up, which of course is where they keep the B team of green screen operators, because that scene behind Rick's head, hell, behind me, that's a green screen. And it looks more realistic than him. Check this out. See? Much more realistic. I guess that's what you get when you spend all your special effects budget on a CGI tiger. But looking over that base, that was interesting. The part that was not green screened was quite interesting, and it even made you more feel like these people were little insects in the head. So they introduced Rick to their favorite biter, who's all armored up and actually looks more like an alien from Aliens, instead of an actual thing that used to be human. Rick prevailed, of course, after Michonne gave him a helpful tip Of course, he didn't win before he got a spike through his hand. He keeps messing with that hand. You would think he might lose it. I don't think they want to green screen it off for the rest of the series, though. I think he'll keep it. But I think he might want to put some Neosporin on that thing. Ooh, wait, I'm sorry. All the medical supplies were taken by the saviors. My bad. So he's working on this deal with a scavenger, and all he needs are guns. In the meantime, we check in on Carol, who detects King Ezekiel and some of his band traipsed through a front yard. Of course, they didn't mean for her to find them. And Jerry just happened to have some cobbler for her. Very sweet. You know, leaders need like a right-hand man. King Ezekiel's got Jerry. Negan's got Simon or Dwight, you know. Someone to do their bidding like a helpful puppy dog. Mine was Merle, but I had to put him down. That's what happens when they go rabid. Kinda like Old Yeller. Speaking of puppies, well, the next stray to show up at Carol's door, of course, was Daryl. That was a tearful reunion, almost brought a tear to my eye. Well, almost. So we'll leave the happy reunion for a while to go back to Rick, who finds out why Father Gabriel did all this stuff and grabbed the supplies. And of course, I was right, he was right. Gabriel was under duress. And Rick was all happy about being led to this new potential ally, this army of insects. However, do you notice that Rosita is becoming a first-class bitch? First she snaps at Sasha, and then she's all like, I'm going to go off on my own. Listen, Scarface, just chill. I guess watching Negan kill her former lover, and then her new boy toy getting gutted, kinda pushed her over the edge. She's lashing out at everybody. You know, the way she's going, I'd almost put money on her being the next one on the chopping block. Then again, I'm still leaning towards Sasha. If you want to know why, well, that's something you might have to make as a discovery of your own. So Tara, she's in a bind, keeping Oceanside secret when she knows they have lots of guns and they need guns. That's got to be making a little bit of a turmoil in her mind. She's going back and forth. But they do need the guns. Maybe she'll figure that Rick's wonderful public speaking skills might win over the Oceansiders and make them yet another ally, which would be handy for them. And who knows, they might have extra guns. But I don't know what's going through her mind. We have yet to see which way she'll break. Back to, of course, Daryl and Carol and her tearful explanation of why she left, which of course leads to Daryl lying through his teeth. Good thing Carol doesn't have Facebook, or she'd find out about that lie right quick. And of course, Daryl's all like, gotta be a king to get dinner around here. Man, demanding SOB, isn't it? You know, there have been a lot of people who used to say how Carol and Daryl should hook up, in a romantic sense. I never got on that bandwagon. The feeling I get is they're more like family, and Lord knows Daryl needs family, especially after I had to put down my right-hand man. Well, right stump man, if you know what I mean. So Daryl leaves her, goes back to the kingdom, and starts playing with Shiva. Now, I knew it wasn't going to happen, but don't you think it'd be hilarious if Shiva, like, ripped Daryl's arm off and bled out on the floor and she was drinking up all his blood? After everything Daryl's been through, to die so suddenly and stupidly? Kind of fun. But you knew it wasn't going to happen. But a man can dream. But between Richard's schemes and Morgan's pacifism, Daryl had enough. He decided he was going to go without training that cannon fodder how to fight. Hey, at least he's got a crossbow again. Overall, I like this episode. You can tell they're building up to a major battle. All these threads are being woven together to that conclusion. But I gotta say, seeing Rick all smiley and optimistic, it's creeping me out a little. You know, the first half of the season, he was all crushed down and walking around with his glazed look in his eye. Now he's like gone too far in the other direction. It's like, I'm Rick Grimes, bitch. I can do anything. Really, Rick, calm the fuck down. But he's got a point. Maybe he can do anything as long as Michonne has his back. Sorry, I probably should learn not to say Michonne and back in the same sentence. Next week, we jump back in time a little to see all the fallout from Daryl's escape, and we get to catch up with Eugene. So Negan's gonna come back and find out his pet's gone. One of his men got his head bashed in. Hey, Dwight, are you in Pee-Pee Pants City yet? That's all for now. See you next week. Governor, out.
Thank you so much for watching this video. Here's a couple more I think you might enjoy. And don't forget to subscribe. Remember, those who subscribe survive.